Hey, what's up, y'all? So here with another video. It was out for 2 weeks, but we back with it. So today I just wanted to remind everybody to trust the universe, trust the process, trust your higher self is what I'm really trying to say, because your higher self is what has already achieved the reality you perceived. So give all of yourself to your higher self is what this video is about. So let's get right into this. When you trust your higher self, you have no choice but to go through the steps of becoming your higher self. There is a lower self, but we're not going to talk about that too much. But when you trust your higher self will put you through the steps, will put you through the notions to become it. It wants you to become it because that's the only choice it has on that path. That's the only choice it can pursue. That's the timeline. So your higher self will only put you in situations that will be a part of that timeline because that's how it did it infinitely. It's an infinite loop. It's infinite loop when you trust your higher self. And you don't have to force anything. Some situations might feel stressful. Some situations might feel like you have to push a little bit, but it's all a part of the process. It's all a part of who you are. Even not trusting your higher self is a part of, finding your higher self, finding higher consciousness and all that. So dive deep within and listen to the voice within yourself. Sometimes it's better to get off the phone. It's better to stay away from society. It's better to, back away from certain people in certain situations because you need time to think. Everybody needs time to think. If you're always trying to bombard yourself with thoughts and other people's thoughts, you will never find your higher self and you will never learn how to truly manifest. You will never know yourself. So it is very mandatory to listen to yourself because that's the only way you're going to find your higher self. That's the only way you're going to connect with your higher self is when you do that. You're beyond human, so focus on that. When you try to force everything and try to bombard yourself with information, bombard yourself with all this other stuff that you're told to do and stuff, your mind gets confused and it gets stressed out and it wants to flop out and just cop out, So take time because your time is coming. Everybody has their own time. I have my own time. You have your own time. So just trust that. I thought my time was earlier than I thought, thought my time was at 16. Shit, now I'm 22, and it's like, well, what else, man? What else do I have to learn? At first I was like, oh yeah, I got it, but now it's like, nah, man, you still learning. There's still things you have to learn. There's still things you have to understand. Certain concepts you have to conceptualize. Certain things you have to look into. Like I didn't even know I could be a non-citizen national. You know what I'm saying? And then I dive deeper into that, and now I'm pursuing that. So it's like, all right, every time you sit back and say, hey, let me learn, let me trust my higher self, it gives you more information. It gives you more insight. It gives you more emotional light codes, I should say, because that's how we learn. I feel like that's the truest way we learn, like intelligently, not, intellectually, but intelligently, not just checking a box, but actually knowing it, actually living it, actually doing it. And I feel that that's the only way that you can truly, understand. Kind of lost my thought there, but I feel like that's the only way you could truly obtain information is from a higher source. And yeah, there's books, read the books because the books are also, things that come to you that your higher self wants you to read and wants to talk to you directly. That's how I feel, coming from that perspective. But it first comes from the perspective. It first comes from the perspective, not the intellectual side, but the intelligent side. It comes from that perspective of, okay, this is spirit talking to me. This is spirit talking to me in a form that it can talk to me in right now. And I feel like books are also a way it could do that. So also always understand that. It's deep information. So yeah, trust yourself. Trust your higher self. A lot of people in this world, in reality, they don't trust themselves. They trust the job. You know, they don't trust themselves. They rather trust their boss. They don't trust themselves. They rather trust a friend who also doesn't trust themselves. And it just goes into a spiral when you don't trust your higher self. It reflects in your outside reality, and you actually start doing it. You start relying on other people instead of relying on yourself. You know, like, it's not bad to ask for help, but when you are alone, when you are vulnerable, how are you going to bounce back? How are you going to lift yourself up? Are you going to stay in the rut, which is very easy to do? People really think that, oh yeah, I'm going to just, you know, pop up into this new subconscious, into this new reality. I'm going to wake up and then it's just going to happen for me. And that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? You have to trust yourself. You know, you have to actually put in the work and be like, all right, let me actually trust myself. Let me actually go to a higher source and understand what it's telling me. You know, it's not gonna work the ego mind. The ego mind always wants to force things and make you think in certain ways that really aren't true. So yeah, this is my video about trusting yourself and being a part of your higher self. I really have nothing else to say. So yeah. Namaste. Meditate. You know, all that jazz.